An update now tonight on a tragic incident that left an 8-year-old boy dead at a Calabasas day camp.
A massive tree branch suddenly collapsed onto him, and tonight new documents showing park managers were warned the branch was a dangerous risk long before it fell. Here's KCAL's Hunter Sowards.
I asked the agency who manages the grounds here at King Gillette Ranch for any information, conversation, or correspondence about the branch that was involved in this tragedy. What we learned is that there was a separate close call involving a branch leading up to the days of this fatal incident. A canopy of trees covered the sprawling grounds of King Gillette Ranch. On July 9th, one of those trees became the center of a death investigation. SkyCal capturing these images of a large branch of an oak tree that snapped, crashing down on campers sitting underneath at picnic benches. An 8-year-old boy died, several others were hurt. Newly obtained documents from Mountains Recreation and Conservation Authority show on July 2nd, a week before the fatal incident, staff requested removal of a branch that snapped and was resting on a lower branch, acknowledging there was dead wood and limbs needing removal. We compared this image sent to us from MRCA of the damaged tree from July 2nd to images that SkyCal captured of the tree from the fatal accident on July 9th, which appear to be the same based on limb structure and decay patterns on the trunk of the tree. An email from MRCA staff from July 3rd, a day after the initial branch snapped, reads, "Don't know if this limb cracking has to do with the health of the tree." Also on July 3rd, the MRCA division chief writes, "Wow, that was a massive branch. Thank God no one was seriously hurt or killed. Thank you so much for taking care of this." Text messages from people who appear to have hauled the initial limb away expressed worry about the health of the tree, writing, "It is concerning seeing all of the decay at the trunk," suggesting staff thin the canopy to mitigate the risk.
I have probably done over 100 risk assessments, and I've done thousands and thousands of tree inspections.
Steve Marshall is a certified master arborist. He was not involved in the inspection or removal of the tree at King Gillette Ranch, but weighed in on the analysis process and what he would do if he observed signs of decay and a fallen branch.
The first step that you normally take in such a circumstance is, if you have a tree and you have concerns about it, you block off the area and you move what are called targets.
Targets can include things like swing sets or benches, anything that could draw people to the area.
If you have access to the branch that's fallen, you're going to examine where it split off of the tree to see if you can get some understanding of what occurred.
He said fatalities involving trees are incredibly rare, but make the job of a risk assessment so important. Signs are now posted on King Gillette property warning of a phenomenon called sudden branch drop, where limbs fall during calm, hot weather. It's unclear how long those signs have been posted. In the days after receiving those emails and text messages about the health of this tree, we actually received word from MRCA that they would be conducting an external investigation on top of what the Sheriff's Department here is already doing into this fatal tragedy. They reiterated their condolences and their apologies to the family and to those impacted, saying that they want to regain the trust. They did not respond to our repeated questions about the health of the tree leading up to that fatal tragedy. Reporting from Calabasas, Hunter Sowards, KCAL News.